Welcome to another deep dive. And get ready for this, because today we're talking about something you might not expect.
Okay.
We're going to explore the surprising connection between, get this, the number zero
Really?
and Bitcoin.
Wow. That's a new one. I'm intrigued.
Right. I mean, talk about two things that seem totally different.
Yeah.
But we've got this article here that lays it all out, and let me tell you, it blew my mind.
Okay, so where do we even begin with this? Zero and Bitcoin.
Well, we got to start by going way, way back in time. You ready for this? The concept of zero, like the one we use every day, it wasn't always around.
Wait, are you serious? People were doing math without zero.
Seriously, can you imagine that? It's like
No.
trying to bake a cake without flour, you know? It's like,
It's like, how did they even, it's mind-boggling.
right. Our article says they had these clunky number systems way more complicated than what we use now.
Yeah, like Roman numerals, right? Trying to do long division with those. No, thank you.
Exactly, a total nightmare. And the article says this actually limited what people could even conceive of mathematically. Like, try wrapping your head around infinity without the concept of zero. It just doesn't compute.
It's like trying to imagine a world without the color blue or something. It just doesn't quite make sense.
Right. And that's where zero comes in, completely revolutionized everything.
So where did it even come from, this magical zero?
So, according to this article, zero arrived on the scene from India. And it wasn't just some new digit, it was a complete game changer. Like, it introduced this whole idea of place value, which is the foundation of our entire number system today. Ones, tens, hundreds, all thanks to that little zero holding down the fort.
Oh, wow. So it's like zero provided the framework for numbers to make sense, right?
Exactly. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The article argues that zero wasn't just a mathematical tool, it was like this revolution in thought.
A revolution. How so?
Well, take the medieval church, for example.
Okay.
They were deeply uncomfortable with the concept of zero, especially the idea of infinity. It challenged their view of, a finite universe with Earth at the center.
They couldn't handle the idea of something being limitless, huh?
Nope. This tiny little digit, it was shaking up their whole worldview.
Wow. Talk about a powerful number.
Right. And get this, zero's impact wasn't just limited to math and religion. It even had a huge influence on art.
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting. The article, it uses this great example, the Renaissance.
Okay.
They say zero was like instrumental in artists figuring out perspective, like creating that illusion of depth
Oh, okay.
on a flat surface.
You mean like that whole vanishing point thing where all the lines converge?
Exactly.
Oh, like in Da Vinci's Last Supper.
Exactly. Zero, it helped artists represent three-dimensional space in a way they never could before. It fundamentally changed how we see the world through art.
Wow. Okay, that's seriously cool.
Yeah.
But how does Bitcoin fit into all of this?
Well, the article argues that Bitcoin is doing something similar, like in our time. It's challenging our understanding of value. And ownership, much like zero, challenged our understanding of mathematics and the universe.
So instead of changing how we see a painting, Bitcoin is changing how we see, like, finance.
And beyond. Think about it. Zero went from this, abstract mathematical idea to a fundamental concept that underpins our entire digital world.
So we're talking computers, the internet, all that.
Absolutely. And it's the same principle with Bitcoin. The article highlights how Bitcoin's underlying technology, the blockchain,
Right.
has applications far beyond just digital currency.
Yeah.
It's like discovering a new way to build systems, organize information,
Okay.
even verify transactions, all in a decentralized way.
So instead of relying on, banks or these big institutions to be the middleman, we could potentially use blockchain for all sorts of things.
Precisely. Imagine a world where artists can sell their work directly to buyers using blockchain.
Yeah.
Like cutting out the middleman and keeping more of their earnings.
Okay.
Or how about supply chains where every step of a product's journey is tracked transparently on the blockchain,
Okay.
making it easier to verify ethical sourcing, reduce fraud. I mean, the possibilities, they're pretty much endless.
Those are some pretty big implications. The article even calls Bitcoin digital gold at one point, right? What's that all about?
Right. Just like zero challenged the idea of a finite world, Bitcoin challenges the idea of infinite money. You see, with traditional currencies like dollars or euros, governments can essentially print as much as they want,
Yeah.
which can lead to inflation. But Bitcoin has a fixed supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins.
Oh.
This scarcity is what leads some people to draw comparisons to gold, which has like historically held its value due to its limited supply.
So Bitcoin is like a fixed point in a world of financial uncertainty.
That's one way to look at it. Just as zero provided a stable foundation for our number system, Bitcoin's fixed supply offers a predictable framework in the digital realm.
This is really making me think differently about Bitcoin. It's not just about like cryptic codes and fluctuating prices. It's about challenging the very systems we've come to rely on.
And that's where the comparison to zero becomes even more compelling. The article talks about how zero wasn't just a revolution in math.
Hmm.
It sparked a cultural shift.
So we're not just talking about like numbers and technology here. It's something bigger.
Way bigger. It's like, think about it.
Hmm.
Zero, it wasn't just about math,
Right.
right? It influenced art, philosophy, even religion.
Okay, yeah.
And Bitcoin and its underlying ideas like decentralization, blockchain, they have that same potential, like to impact everything from how we create and share art to like even how we govern ourselves, you
And
know?
that's mind-blowing. So if Bitcoin is like the new zero, what does that even mean for the future?
Well, the article doesn't exactly have any crystal balls,
Right.
but it does draw this powerful parallel, right? It says
Mm.
without zero, we wouldn't have calculus, advanced physics, modern engineering, like basically all the cool stuff, all the stuff we rely on.
Right, no smartphones, no internet, no space exploration.
Exactly. So the question the article leaves us with is, could Bitcoin be that same kind of building block? Like for a new era, could it be the zero that enables new systems, new technologies, new ways of interacting and transacting that honestly we can't even imagine yet?
It's a pretty big what if. It's exciting but also kind of intimidating at the same
Oh,
time.
absolutely. And
Huh.
that's the beauty of these deep dives, right?
Mm.
We start with a seemingly simple concept, like the number zero,
Yeah.
and suddenly, boom, we're staring into the future,
Yeah.
questioning everything we thought we knew.
I know, right? It's like next time I see a zero, I'm not just going to see like a circle. I'm going to see all this hidden potential, like this power to change the world. Makes you wonder what other zeros are out there, just waiting to be discovered.
And what will those discoveries mean for our world, right?
It's definitely something to think about.
It is.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. But hey, listener, next time you encounter Bitcoin, whether it's in a headline or just a casual conversation, remember that simple but revolutionary zero. It might just change how you see things. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to uncover the next world-changing zero.